So there's been a few upgrades to the character since the last video. I haven't had time to sort of, I guess, progress as fast as I want to normally, just because, off the weekend and back to the weekdays now. I'll just sort of list them out in terms of most impactful. So to start with, went to a 6-link chest, immediately got a 6-link. Of course, more damage, felt better. But very quickly after getting a 6-link, I wanted to swap over to the 128% breakpoint. And so surprisingly, the level 3 enhanced and level 3 empower were cheap. They were about 1 div each. So grabbed those. Also upgraded the darkness thrown to 94%. Played around with some jewels to basically hit 100% chance to poison without using the chance to poison support. And with that, it allowed me to use the empower and enhance instead and hit that 128% CDR breakpoint. And so I did want to make sure I was actually using that breakpoint right, so change the weapon to a 2% attack speed as well. Or, well, it's not 2, it's like, I think it's 1.97 or something, but it's quite close, so it's good enough, I think. After that, got the Timeless Jewel with 80% increased minion damage on the tree, so that was, I think, about 2 divine upgrades. Also, the way I 6-linked the chest piece was basically just forcing the crafting bench, so that was 1500 fusings. And the Darkness Enthroned, I think, was 2 div for 94%, and then the jewels were, I think, 30 or 50 KOs each, and about 2 of them. Oh, so the next thing I upgraded was basically the 2 Eshgraphs, or not Eshgraphs, the 2 graphs. So there's a Telegraph and an Eshgraph. When I was upgrading them, I was just looking for increased damage on the Eshgraph, and I also wanted the Glowing Silhouette. It applies basically shock, so that's good since we're not using summon skitterbots anymore. And then we have the tall one for basically it uses it when we're using offering seal, so I don't have to press the extra button for it. It counts as minions. So I just threw it in there, and it gives minions have 50% increased max life. Now for both of these, I looked for increased lavish WOM gifts. I don't think it's doing anything. I haven't really noticed more lavish WOM gifts developing, so I don't know. It's sort of whatever. So that's really it for the gear upgrades I've done so far. The next thing I really want to do is get a better shield. So it's to sort of, I guess, simulate the shield. We don't have any res or really much life or anything on this shield except for that recover 5%. So when I swap in the new shield like Surrender or Svalinn, it'll just sort of plug and play right in. I won't have to readjust for resistances. We'll probably go for the Surrender just because it's much cheaper. I think it's like a tenth of the cost or something, like 5 divine versus, I don't know what this Svalinn is, maybe 35 to 50 divines or something. So that's really it for gear. While we've been upgrading the gear, also have been playing, sort of progressing in the Atlas as well. So we've gotten 4 Watchstones now. Got most of the maps completed. I just have a bunch of uniques left to do, I think. And once we get we'll get that shield in, probably see if we can do tier 17 consistently. I tried 1 tier 17. The mapping part of it is fine. The only part that we're dying is at the boss. Even then, it wasn't that bad, but I definitely would rather not die because the build's pretty good at staying alive. So far for making currency, all I've been doing is harvest, installing the harvest stuff. I've been doing essence as well. They don't sell for much, but it's sort of they're quick and easy to do, so I just keep them there. And other than that, just doing the breach stuff. I haven't got nothing good for the breach, I think. Maybe a couple of items with decent fractures that sell for like 20, 30, maybe 50 KOs if it's on like an amethyst ring, but even that I think is becoming sort of oversaturated and they're not worth as much as they used to be. so not really getting anything at all from Breach. I'd like to swap over to a different farming mechanic. I usually like strong boxes or something like that. Um, but the scare prices seem to be quite expensive this time, so I haven't made the swap over. I don't know if they'll be worth it to do. And that's basically it for how the build, the current state of the build, and I have a few clips of just basically how it feels to play the build as well, and I'll just sort of let those run. So for next steps, other than as I said, get a better shield like Surrender Svalinn, I might play around the idea of getting the Command Pig gloves to see if you can drop 2 points of the Ascendancy and use that on Bloodline Ascendancy and see how that feels and what else can be done with that. I'm not really looking forward to doing that just because I'd have to redo my resistances, probably get much better rings and boots. And I think I lose a gem socket as well, but I mean, it should be manageable. It'll just be something to tinker with later on. And other than that, I want to work towards I want to work towards both getting a mageblood and some sort of foulborn unique that I can use for a second character. And I want the second character to be basically a character that I don't or I wouldn't be able to play outside of this league, or it won't be as good without the foulborn unique. I basically want it to be built around the foulborn unique. I don't really know what yet. I have a stash tab full of the foulborn uniques. I haven't seen anything good drop yet, but I never looked them up either on something like the trade website or just to see what's available either. I'm hoping something decent just drops and I can use that. For now, I'm not in a rush though to set up the second character. This character is not completely done yet, even though it's getting close, but I do wanted to use it to farm a mageblood, most likely.